The main reason I added Lyon to my France itinerary on this trip is because it is known as the gastronomic capital of France. I was only in Lyon for a few days, so I couldn't possibly eat every single dish that the city is famous for, but I did my very best to attempt it, starting with a visit to Brasserie Georges. This brasserie opened its doors in 1836 and has been serving up freshly brewed beer and Lyonnaise specialties ever since. I ordered a dish that you'll find on menus all over the city, the quenelle de brochet, which is a mixture of creamed fish and served in a rich and creamy crayfish sauce. The dish is light and fluffy and creamy and decadent, and the sauce is best mopped up with crusty bread. The next day, I had my very first bouchon experience. A bouchon is a type of restaurant in Lyon that serves traditional Lyonnaise cuisine. These restaurants are typically small, family-run bistros that serve very hearty meals. The title of bouchon is actually something that these restaurants must earn each year, so keep an eye out for the Bouchon Lyonnaise sign outside of each restaurant to ensure you're eating at an authentic, high-quality spot. While at Le Lyonnaise, I had an incredibly delicious salad lyonnaise, which is a salad topped with fresh croutons, bacon, and a poached egg. For dessert, I had a praline tart. You'll find this pink praline all over the city. It's pink by choice, the almonds being covered in sugar that has simply been dyed pink. The meal at that bouchon was unbelievable. I had the salad lyonnaise, which is basically some lettuce, very fresh, very crisp, topped with bacon, but the bacon was more like pieces of pork belly. Like, it was crispy, it was so meaty, it was a little bit smoked, but just unbelievable, so delicious. And then a poached egg on top, some fresh croutons, and a nice vinaigrette at the base. So when I mixed it all up, it was serious, you guys. It was quite rich, so that was all I got sort of as my main meal. And I finished with a little bit of coffee and the praline tart, which is a pretty common dessert that you'll find around Lyon. The praline in general is all over the place. You can get it in a brioche, you can get it as a cake, but I got it as the tart, and it was so sticky. The base was crumbly and buttery, and it was just a really, really delicious meal. I highly recommend that place. With all of the places that I go in this video, I will link below in the description so that you can find them on your trip to Lyon, but I highly recommend it. It was so busy. I went at just after 12 o'clock, and when I left at 1 o'clock, it was full. People were waiting for tables. It's easy if you're coming as a small group, 2 or 3 people. There's loads of shared tables, which is maybe a little awkward if you're with a larger group at a shared table, but it was fine and everyone was very friendly, and it's really fantastic. The guys that work there are super nice. It seems like a sort of family-run place, and again, the food was top-notch. So that evening, I had what I can only describe as the most insanely delicious food I've eaten in all of France. This bouchon serves up fresh sourdough bread and saucisson to you as soon as you sit down. And they have local beer on draft, and the menu has so many delicious things on offer that it's hard to choose just one. I went with another local specialty, the boudin noir, or blood sausage served with mashed potato and roasted apple. I cannot recommend last night's restaurant enough. It was amazing. All my restaurant recaps seem to be right here in this hotel room, but I'm actually about to check out, so say goodbye to the hotel recap, where it's a little bit quieter to tell you about the best meal I've had on this whole trip to France so far. Maybe black pudding, blood sausage, it's not for everyone, but if you enjoy that sort of rich, the texture, the paired with the apple and the mashed potato, it was unbelievable, you guys. I want to eat it again today, but I won't. I'm gonna try another bouchon today while I'm out and about, but first I really need some coffee, so let's go.
The amazing food continued with breakfast from a local artisan bakery that made a brioche that weeks later I'm still daydreaming about, alongside a cup of coffee with milk. It was tough to choose just one last bouchon to enjoy, but I went with Café Comptoir Brunet, where I was able to sample several different Lyon classics on one plate, including Lyon sausage, pork belly, and andouillette, all in a red wine gravy and topped with a poached egg. Andouillette is not my favorite, and perhaps the only thing on the plate that I would not order again. My final bouchon meal was a success. I got to try a few of the different sausages that are quite popular, famous in the Lyon region. One was the andouillette, which I knew I probably wasn't gonna love, but I did want to try it. So when I saw it as part of this sort of sampler dish, I thought it was a great alternative to having a whole plate full of it, because it's basically a tripe sausage. And I believe that the casing is usually the colon. So you can imagine the smell and taste. It's quite strong. If you like tripe, I'm sure that you love this. But the other two meats, the Lyon sausage and the pork belly, were amazing, and the sauce was so good. I highly recommend all of the bouchons that I visited. It's definitely not the cheapest option for eating in Lyon, but it is the place to get really the best local food. If you want to try local food from Lyon, the bouchons are the places to have it. Lunch is also a really good option because they do cheaper sort of set menus, so you can try a starter, a main, and a dessert for usually about 20 to 25 euros. But alternatively at dinner time, it's usually 30 to 35 euros because the portions are bigger, and the lunch options are usually only available during the week, not on the weekends. Good morning. I am no longer in Lyon, but I did bring one last little treat with me this morning that I'm super excited to try. So praline is something you'll see all over Lyon. If you remember the first lunch that I had while I was there, I had a praline tart. It's basically almonds that have been covered in sugar, but the sugar has pink food coloring in it, so it's very easy to spot in shop windows, in bakeries, like I did with this brioche. It is a praline brioche, and I'm really excited to try it. I'm also quite hungry. Oh. It's a lot of bread, but it's not too sweet. I find this about a lot of pastries and bakeries around France. But even though it has like sugar-coated almonds on it, the bread isn't too sweet. So it's this perfect balance. What's not to like about sugar-coated almonds? They're absolutely delicious. I hope you enjoyed eating around Lyon with me. This is from Panatera. It's a bakery that I went to twice on my trip to Lyon. The bread is unbelievable. I will link below to all of the locations of all of the places that I ate in this video. I highly recommend it. If you have been to Lyon before and I missed a spot, let me know in the comments below, and I will try it the next time I'm in the city. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.